the bomb Dockyard. Depths 1 down difficulty guide. So after we did the loud version of the forest, now I'm gonna do the Dockyard, and this time I'm gonna do a stealth.
The meaning of preparation and opportunity.
So we have pre-planning once again, and what I like to do is get pretty much some spotters, so I have some spy
This will
cams.
facilitate the success of your plan.
I like to place them on the left side of the docks, while I like to place a
The
spotter
associate will be
on the right side. And as always in stealth, I like to go for a loot, so I have the loot drop-off point here. Now, if it tripped the alarm and you have that loot drop, it will disappear, so you had to bring the loot to the escape vehicle of your choice. And
It will be waiting for you.
of course gonna have a crowbar. Now, in terms of the escape plan, if you manage to get to the bomb area if you manage to find the bomb, without tripping the alarm, you're always gonna get the boat escape for free in stealth. It even says that on the description, this escape will also be available if you manage to find the bomb without sounding the alarm. So you don't have to waste any favors, which is nice. And of course, you mainly spawn at the very bottom, either next to the train yard or the main road.
Let's put this boat in the water and find out if it...
Of course, I'm using the body bag as my primary, and the jammer is my secondary, just in case for a little backup. I respawn on the left side.
When the cops show up.
The first thing I like to do is grab this crowbar. Now, if you play with multiple players, you can actually duplicate the crowbar, as well as the other items that it's like instant grab. If you time it just right by someone's countdown, or say when we're gonna do it, like at 40, then everyone's gonna grab that item at 40, and you should be able to duplicate more. And that way you can have pretty much make the process of the ejections a lot faster if you have key cards and even crowbars. Which is very nice. Of course, you need to get 2 key cards that are usually located inside the buildings. Also, the guards pattern in this heist is gotta be in the same pattern. They're not gonna be mixed up, unlike certain heists like the bank heist. So you can just study their patterns, and you should avoid them very easily. Now, of course, I need to use a computer to find the comm frequency. I know I got the right one if it actually displays it on the screen. But since I got none of them, then they will be looking on the other side.
Got it.
Of course, when you're in the warehouse, I like to deal with this worker.
They're gonna bring in the big guns if you kill civilians.
So I can just bag them up and put them in the corner. There's usually a spot for a key card here. Another thing is to keep an eye on a radio, which of course you will probably need it later. Okay, we got one right here. So pretty much know the location, and here's the other key card. But sadly, I can't carry 2 key cards. So I just have to use one and come back for the other one. There will be at least one location of a cardboard box that contains the meth ingredients, which you can only make 2 batches of it in the Dockyard. And the way you pretty much make it in Dockyard, and this also includes Hotline Miami Day 1, is different compared to Cook-Off, where usually Bane tells you which ingredient you need to put in. In this heist, he doesn't really tell you, but the order is, I'll pretty much explain later as we get to it. I like to take that worker out as well and just put his body in behind the truck. There could be another location for the meth ingredients here. There will be at least 2 shipping crates that may contain loot. Here's what it looks like. Usually they contain either 1 to 3 ingredients if you get all 3 of them together. But luckily it's caustic soda. So I always like to go for this side first, because when you get the doors, pretty much the gates open to the Moretta, that gate as one of your ways to get around the docks will become unavailable. Also, when I checked out from that window, I saw the shipping crate, so I'm gonna go for it. Okay, there's actually 2. I see one right there. Alright. Usually in shipping crates, usually contains either coke, money, or gold. Okay, look, I got 2. I'm probably gonna bring it with me on the other side. And this is where you had to place it, the 2 key cards, and I guess in one of the control panels. You can also, of course, you can get it through the other side. So that way you don't have to go inside and expose much yourself. Now when I'm on this side between the cars, I like to
Don't shoot. Good thinking. Take hostages. Don't
dominate
careful coming in.
the guard.
Nothing to worry about here.
Get down! Down on the ground! Follow!
Okay, I don't like the spot where he is, so I'm just gonna move him a little bit closer to where he was.
Come with me!
There we go. So I like to have my pager here between the cars, so that way I have access to the trains.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Over.
These are usually the 2 guards I always kill. That way I have clear access to get to the Dock 3B. And dealing with the guard here, so I could go between the cars, or between the train cars. So I'm just gonna go for the other key card as well. But still keep an eye on everything else. Now I need to grab the other key card. Yeah, I usually avoid this worker because there will be a camera just looking at this direction, so I tend to avoid it. Sometimes you can also get a possibility of a fence that you can cut open, but unfortunately it's been covered up by the tarp and pretty much a few of the bars, so you can't go through it. Just wait for them to pass, then you can move.
Security camera.
There usually gotta be at least one guard very close to the ship. They're usually one,
Back camera.
so be careful. Here's the second one, and here's what happens if you insert the second one. So yeah, I have blocked it off now, so now I can't get to the other side now. I always like to do this side second because it's much safer this way. Now unfortunately I could not get the comm frequency on the other side, so I had to get it through this side of the ship. But you can get it much earlier, but now I had to get it. Now of course there's two ways to get inside this warehouse. One, there's usually the staircase. But two, you can take this route by jumping on this cargo container and then get through this window. As long as the window is open, you should get inside. Now I just have to find it.
Camera lockout.
Okay, I'm looping this just in case. Alright, there we go. You see, they're still reading, that's the comm frequency. Now I need to get the radio. And this is a computer that you need to enter the GPS coordinates once I do the radio. I'm probably gonna jump out of the window after the
Camera.
this worker moves. Okay, there should be a shipping crate on the second floor, but since there's none, I'll just move out. Another way you could tell if there's a computer before you go inside one of the buildings is by looking at the circuit breaker. That will give you a good indicator that there's gotta be at least computer inside.
Camera.
And it's also keep a good note on where they are, especially how many they are, because you most likely have to defend these if you're doing it loud. You mostly have to defend these, so it's really good to know the locations.
Delivery.
Now I just need to grab the radio.
God.
Also, a little bit more unique to this is the how the camera works in this heist. Normally, when you play certain heists, you have the usually a security officer where you can take out the camera operator. That way, the cameras will be offline. Well, here you had to deal with two. Camera operators. The one is inside here, and even if you take one out, you still have cameras online, so you still have to avoid being caught by camera. And you had to kill two guards, and even if you kill one on either side, like if you go for the right, for example, you will still have the cameras online to the right, so it does not disable one half, which I think they should do, but mainly on just lower difficulties, while on higher difficulty, if you want to have the cameras offline, I need to take out the two camera operators, but of course, those are pagers, and most of the time people are not gonna waste their pagers on the camera operators, and the cameras are just in actual place. They're not randomized. They're always gonna be in the same spot and looking at the same direction every game. Also, you'll see a couple safes around the buildings. They usually give you a tablet to give you the location of the bombs and the containers in the ship. And here's another location of the meth ingredients. You can just grab them at the top here. And there's also a location here in this corner in the lower floor. Grab some loose money. Of course, there's a shipping crate below the staircase, so I'll probably grab it when these two are not looking at the shipping crate. The worker's going up, and he should be. Alright, this is good. And I got nothing. Yep, sometimes you may get nothing, so it's pretty much RNG what loot you're gonna get. As I'm waiting for the Moretta to move, I'll be opening the train cars to find either additional loot or more meth ingredients. Alright, here's the other location. Well, there's two of them. So I know the two locations for it. So when you play with other players, tell them where the ingredients are and they'll grab on the way. And it's very handy to have a player that carries another batch of ingredients, because there might be some ingredients you may miss over this side, and if you're starting cooking here, you have a long way to get to that and all the way back. Of course, there should be a shipping crate located right next to the skits, right behind this white container. One around this corner here. And there's also one possibility inside a container, but it must be open. And this truck here, since it's white, it will not contain anything, but if the truck is red, it usually will contain either 1 to 2 assault rifles. So, of course, you either required to drill it or saw it. Now, of course, if you didn't bring a saw, you might have to wait either an extra 1 or 2 pagers here to get the loot. And I also advise you to open the truck first before you enter the GPS coordinates, because on the truck and the ship is gone, everyone else is going to see the drill, and they have a really good distance seeing the drill too, so yeah, so don't place the drill unless you have a saw.
Deliver!
If you of course sacrifice your detection risk.
Stay put!
But knowing how the guard pattern works, you should be fine.
Score! Pichkova!
There's also another location for a shipping crate right on this forklift, which we got.
God.
Okay, usually this guy has usually 2 type of pattern of his patrol. Usually just go around the cargo containers and over. I'm not sure what these are, but I usually go around there. And his second, pattern, you usually go inside the warehouse and then out on the other side.
We got it. It's delivered. We got it.
Now, watch out. There used to be a worker around here, and then of course a guard. Okay, there's another shipping crate here, and here can be another one on this forklift. Since we're close to the ship, I'm just gonna bring it with me.
Watch the camera.
Alright, like there's two ways to deal with this worker. One, if he goes around, get to the next corner of this building, and he will stay right there, he will... I like to camera loop first and blow him away to the water.
What's up with the itchy trigger finger?
Got it.
That way I save myself a body bag. I also like to hug the wall here on the left, so that way I prevent the camera seeing me, and I also crouch here just in case there will be a worker will come by in a square through this particular worker. Alright, since in stealth I made it to the ship without triggering an alarm, I can open it freely. While on loud, if you trip the alarm before you even get to the ship, you have to drill it because it's in a magnetic lock, which I'm not sure how that works in a cargo container. It really doesn't make sense. Also, sometimes since few of the cargo containers, when you're looking for the case for the bomb, there at least gotta be a chance for a ammo bag, so which is very nice to have. Especially if you're going to, fighting off here and trying to secure all loot. If you're playing loud. Now we found the meth lab. Now, in order for it, in the correct order, is from left to right. So it's muriatic acid, caustic soda, and hydrogen chloride. And you can also tell if it's already been in, if there's a fume, smoking out. This also applied in Miami-Dade 1. So if this has already been placed, that means someone else already put the muriatic acid in. So the next one should be caustic soda, should be smoked for somewhere else. All that. We'll wait for that. I open the case. We get the bomb part. Just like the one in the forest, these two here, of course, will be very light. And while in the middle are the heavy. Now we're gonna add caustic soda, and this should actually fume here. So caustic soda has been been used. And last but not least should be hydrogen chloride.
Score! Pichkova!
And wow, already. And then hydrogen chloride. And once you do all three, process done, and it pretty much starts right away again. So you can have someone with Mary Acid start the next turn.
Delivered!
So now I'm gonna go back and get the additional loot, or better, the myth ingredients. Another possible spot for it can be found, if I didn't mention it. Another location can be found in this truck. Also, a crowbar can be found around the docks, but there's only one spot, and it's a very, since it's so small, and it makes it blends well with the other environments. Got the muriatic acid. Most of the time, people are gonna spend it in the pre-plan. Plus, it's one favor, so it's not that expensive. There we go. And another cool thing, you could actually interact it through the wall. So you don't have to be inside. While we wait for that, we'll just continue securing the bomb and any additional loot.
It's delivered! We got it! We got all of them!
Alright, next is caustic soda. Alright, now we can escape, but we're going for additional loot. I have 2 more left. I have the money and then the myth.
Score!
If it works on that corner, you can just blast him away, so you don't have to deal with him. And you can even grab the myth through the container as well.
We got it!
And that's mostly, that's bomb Dockyard. Depth sends one down with all loot. Well, sorta, because there's still loose caches in the security rooms, but I didn't bother going in there because I don't want to waste the pagers. Just for a little bit of cash. But it does make a good payout, and sadly the stealth bonus for the Dockyard got nerfed. Instead of getting a 20% stealth bonus from it, you only get 15. Mainly because it was just way too easy, and since it was the only heist, a day 1 heist, you get a 20% stealth bonus. Well, the other heist, usually in 2 days, are 20%. So I can see why they changed it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, where we're heading to a mansion, Scarface Mansion. until then, farewell.